Yes, you read the title right. All backwards compatibility is coming to a stop. What was a staple in the Xbox One gaming generation is now coming to a close. How's it going, everybody? It's legionofgamer.com Centurion 1307, and I would like to thank you for tuning in to another piece of my content. Phil Spencer has come out in the past few weeks on Inside Xbox and other news sources and stated that he is stopping backwards compatibility. Before you grab the pitchforks and torches or pointing a finger and laughing at the news, let's first talk about how Phil Spencer feels about backwards compatibility and what is going to happen to the team that was responsible for it. In a recent interview on Giant Bomb, Phil Spencer stated that he was never a big fan of the idea of packing your old console away after the new ones come out, just to find out that the game releases during a launch console weren't all that great, just to go and unpack it so you can play the games you love. Instead, he wants to see developers go into gaming with the idea of creating games behind a concept that he calls legacy content. He wants most games to be developed with the concept that that game should be able to be played throughout the legacy of the hardware that it's being played on, no matter what generation it is or what console that it's on. And that your original purchase of the game should be respected and honored, and that you should never be forced into repurchasing that game again if you already own it. Now, before you think this is just a hardware developer's problem, the software developer plays a major role in this as well. When a software developer starts creating a game, we'll use Dave Mirra's BMX or Tony Hawk Pro Skater as an example. When they create these games, there's some really fun and invigorating music in the background. But all that music has contract agreements, and some of those agreements are only good for a few years and cannot be renewed. Or it would cost an astronomical amount to get these contracts renewed, and it wouldn't make the company much money in doing this, so they just leave it alone. A recent classic example of this was Forza Horizon 2 was given away for free in Games with Gold. Everybody thought it was amazing that they would give a game of this caliber away for free. But what a lot of people didn't know was that a lot of the contract license agreements for the music in the game were running out, and pretty soon they wouldn't be allowed to sell the game anymore. So Microsoft made the pro-consumer decision to give the game away for free to the fans before the game was pulled off the marketplace. There's also a lot of issues not due to music contracts, but also lawsuits as well. You will find that there is actually a lot of games out there right now that have lawsuits or injunctions against them between the developers, the publishers, and the employees that work for the prospective companies. You will find issues like this will actually halt the sale of a game very quickly. One big example is the game Too Human. Too Human was created by the developer Silicon Knights and published by Epic Games. Due to the fracturing partnership between these two companies, a judge had to rule that the game had to be taken away from sale across all marketplaces, and that all remaining new physical copies of the game had to be destroyed. That was during the Xbox 360 era, so a lot of people don't remember that happening, also due to the fact that it was actually a cult classic title that very few people played. I rather enjoyed the game, and I was ecstatic when I found out during the Giant Bomb interview that the game was back on the store and being given away for free. Because that's the loophole. They're not allowed to sell the game, but they never said anything about giving it away for free. All these problems with contracts and lawsuits is exactly what Phil Spencer was talking about in his discussion with Giant Bomb. He wants it to where game developers, when they create these games, put contracts and wording in place to protect the legacy of the game. But wait a second, Centurion, you said he stopped backwards compatibility, but he's praising it. What is going on? Phil Spencer stated in the Giant Bomb interview that it's becoming increasingly hard to get the proper permissions to create these backwards compatibility games. As a result, Phil Spencer is pulling the team off of getting a hold of these backwards compatibility permissions and having them focus on Project Scarlet. So if anybody out there clicked on this video to hear some bad news, I actually got some bad news of my own. This is actually good news. Instead, Phil Spencer wants the backwards compatibility team to concentrate on getting the already massive digital library that Xbox has and getting it working for Project Scarlet, so that way you not have 1, 2, not 3, but 4 generations of gaming on one console. He wants every purchase you have made, both physical and digital, to work across every platform that Microsoft is going to put out. If you've been paying attention to the video that's been playing during my speech here, you will notice that there is a game being played for every generation of Xbox that has been out there. And just before Phil Spencer pulled the team off backwards compatibility, they released one of the biggest back compat drops in the generation. Not to mention they heard every fan's pleas wanting a new Splinter Cell. Instead, they gave you the next best thing in making almost every title in the Splinter Cell franchise backwards compatible. As it stands, Phil Spencer wants to respect every purchase you have made in the past, present, and future so that you can always play the games you love. Xbox is definitely standing out from the crowd and setting a stance for being one of the most pro-consumer businesses in gaming. Tell me in the comments below, do you agree with me, do you disagree with me, or do you not care about backwards compatibility? For those that enjoy having older games at their disposal, tell me which ones you like to play down below. A couple of mine happen to be KOTOR and Splinter Cell. I thank you once again for tuning in to Legion of Gamer. I am Centurion1307, and remember to game hard out there, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other content and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.